Right, so now we're going to do the fox's head. Okay, we're going to go from that to that. So first we're going to do some cones, basically. So we're going to measure around 20 centimetres, 19, 18, 19, 20 centimetres. It's not precise science. And we're going to pop him down there where you can still see him, look. And hopefully you'll be able to understand what it is I'm talking about. So we're going to roll. Now this is what I call a sleeping bag roll. So you're trying to knock air out of it. So none of this rolling it forward business. We're rolling it on itself. Like that. There you go. So it's going to be pointy down this end and thicker down that end. So now we've got that pointy bit there. We're going to bring it up here. And so that end, it's not too tight this time. So now my roll is about, what's that? When I squish it down, it's 3 centimetres wide. It's proud, it's about 2 centimetres wide, okay? So that's for the side of his face. So, oh sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get him now and I'm going to put that there. And I'm just going to tack that on. See this bit, the pointy bit at the end, there's hardly anything on it. Okay, so I'm holding it like that and I'm tacking it down from the top. You see. And I'm going to tack it from underneath as well. Just lightly. And here's some more I've made earlier. So we're going to have one for his forehead. Down towards his nose. Look. We don't want it to go too far down his nose because we don't want his nose getting fat. And tack that down either side. Now I can see that they are roughly in alignment. That's a side view. So I'm now going to do the inner one there. And again, make sure I'm not putting too much down there. That's unrolled a little bit. I'm just going to roll it back up. So just tuck it in, check it from the top. Does it look, is it in the right place? Are they equal sides? Check it from underneath. Does it look right underneath? So are they all equal in shape? See, there's very little on those ends, is there? Just jiggle them in. Just make sure that you're not rolling too tight and that you're not, you know, this is the whole thing of this, is always leave yourself something to sculpt with. Don't make it so hard that you can always add, you can't take away. That's your adage, that's what you need to remember. Now to me, this side is now looking a little bit smaller than that, which means I'll just add a little bit more later, but I'm not going to do it right now. So we've now got that. So I'm sculpting down. just knock this back a bit, look, because it is a bit bulgy and we don't want it bulgy. But because it's already tighter, rolled, sorry, and it's rolled over the top, when you tighten this top bit, it tightens up the bottom bit. So you don't end up having to do lots and lots of layers and layers and layers and layers. Okay. So now then, we now need to fill these little bits up. His eyes are going to go in there. Okay, so we're going to fill these back bits up and we're going to roll a little bit for that. So use your foam. I'm going to roll about 10 centimetres up and just see what happens. Okay, so again we're making that cone, so it's fat at one end and really thin at the other, and I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to get my single tool now because it's just going to make life a little bit easier, and just squish that down. This is why it's really important to make it squidgy, is because we want to be able to squidge that out to that side. And squidge this side down to there. It's all about filling in a gap. And so I'll just push that up there, push that down there, supporting it a little bit. So if you're supporting anything with your hand behind it, make sure you're not stabbing too deeply. Okay, right, I've done that on that side, so that's filled up, yeah, and then we'll do a little bit more and get that rolled up again very loosely and pop that there in that gap there. Look. Walk that down. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at that. So can you see we've got all those lumps there? And what I'm aiming for is to smooth it down to make it more like that. So the next thing we do is make his nose pointy. So we make sure that we do that thing where we walk things towards where we want it pointy and away from where we don't. And I'm going to start smoothing this off. So I want his head to be quite slopey. So slowly, slowly, and gently, gently, walk this up. Don't be hard on it. We're going to know-ish where we want those eyes. Looks down those eyes, down his nose, sorry. His eyes are in there, looking down his nose. We are going to build the nose up a little bit further, so just watch for that. Now, underneath here, I'm going to attach this a bit more deeply. And give it a good stabbing under here. Get that really nice and firm underneath. Gently, gently there. and again down towards the tip of his nose, underneath his jawline again. Right, now then, we are now squash that down a bit more using a single needle. Sometimes it's just easier to just do things with a single needle. I want it squashed up towards his forehead really, and I want his forehead squashed out towards that way and this way so that they all join up. Okay, so next bit, we're going to pop some wool over the top so that it starts to actually look like a face. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach it at the back, just a little bit there, and then you're going to stroke that forwards and you're going to attach it just under his jaw towards his nose. Okay. I'm going to do that all the way across. So I'm pulling off maybe 6 to 8 centimetres at a time. Ow. And just attach that at the back. Walk it forwards. Walk it forwards. Maybe a little less there. There's about 6 there. Just attach that there. So now you're just going to go over there and you're going to walk that down towards his nose from the middle, and from there back I'm going to bring it back like that. Okay, and go quite more deeply now. And then from here down again, remember. I'm just going to, this is getting a bit too blunt here, so I'm just bringing that back up towards his forehead. Okay. So do you see now why we needed lots of play in it? Because we have to now sculpt it. Now we've got the basic shape, we now need to sculpt it. Remember, you're going down towards his nose, always down towards his nose. And you can come this way from halfway up. Right. We're kind of there for this bit really at the moment. There's a lot more to do. You can put some suggestion of eyes in. So if you halfway down, okay, halfway down. And if you look at that from the top, you can kind of see where we're going with that. Yeah, it kind of gets you used to seeing this as a fox. Okie doke, that's that for this little bit.